What is up, world? You are in tune to the KnoItAllz podcast. Got your normal suspects here. We got Big G. What's poppin', man? How you doing today?
Man, I just was before we jumped on air, I asked Mod, man, why you got that ugly hat on over there, dog? It's this ugliness all over there on top. Look at that little ugly hat, got the little ugly blue star. It just makes me sick, man. Ugh,
Yeah,
ugh.
well, hate becomes you. Hate becomes you. Next, let's talk to our resident unhater and Tate, who's starting to adapt some of your hating ways, though. What's up, Tate, man? How you doing?
What's up, little fella?
What's good, man? You ready? You ready to get it in?
What's happening, little fella?
His brother said, little fella. I'm going to tell you something. It's all right to be a little fella and learn, you know what I'm saying, from the big homies. But, when I find me some big homies, I'm going to learn from them.
Well,
Hey,
both,
Afton,
both,
how you
both, both,
doing?
both, both y'all should be learning a lot from me over all these 50 years.
You see how I said when I find me some big homies. Afton, how are you today, man? It's good to see you. He said, G, sorry for your boys lost to the Pirates. He's getting
Yeah.
used to it.
Now,
Not a problem.
we got problems in Philadelphia, but we'll get to it when we get to our baseball talk, man. We got problems.
Gary said, hey, guys. Afton and Timothy. Timothy's in here. What's up, Mr. Lyons? How you be? Mr. Lyons, I heard you got a bet that you're going to have to fess up to. We'll get to
Nope.
that in a minute.
No, we already
JC,
worked.
what's
Me
good, man? What's good? Gavin, what's popping, man? Good to see you. Hey, man, look, we're going to get this thing started and on the road. We like to thank you guys for watching. Make sure right now, y'all all getting on, smash the like button. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Subscribe on YouTube and subscribe on Twitch so that when we go live, you will definitely get those notifications and know that we are here and the know-it-alls are in the house. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get this party started a little something like this. And what's up, y'all? Before we get started, I have to say something. I have to apologize to the listeners and the watchers out there and to my crew. Listen, I have the finished version of this intro, and I have not used it and put it up yet. I need to insert that into the program. That's your boy being overwhelmed. Apologize. Please forgive me. Now, let's get to the business, man. Look here. I just got to say this. Tate put this graphic together, and Bud beats down Arrow, and the fighters themselves have been respectful this whole thing. Their camps were disrespectful. Earl's camp was really bumping, and I'm gonna say something about this later on in the show. But they were really bumping, and then they were really like talking that yak to Earl, and it just didn't go their way. It just didn't go their way. I feel like, and then I'm gonna let my partners start to chime in on this whole thing. I feel like that Spence's camp had a way in which they felt like they were gonna attack, and when that way started going wrong, they had no plan B. On the other side of this whole thing, Bud Crawford, who Bud is better, he's the better fighter. I just don't think he was that much better, right? I still don't feel like he's that much better than Spence, but his camp had a plan and another plan on top of that plan to be able to do what they did. And it was like he was in the Matrix. He was sitting up watching the punch go by, and he would hit him. He was ambidextrous with the jab. And I mean, Ali was that kind of fighter. When you can hit somebody with the jab and get that effective, that other fighter that you're fighting, they're just rendered. Definitely, they're just rendered at a handicap. They can't hang with you and they can't stick with you, and that's a bad thing. let me ask my guys, man. Tate, talk to me. How you feel about this? How you feel about the fight, bro?
Man, it don't matter, man. Anybody could have done that graphic. Fact of the matter is, Earl got his butt whooped. Straight toe up out the frame. I don't care about nobody camps being not nice to each other. That's been boxing for the past 100 years. When they have all these press conferences and all the hype leading up to the fight, you want to see the disrespect because it makes the fight more interesting. At the end of the day, Bud came in there and put hands all over Errol Spence, the Texas boy. He got his tail whooped. That's it. That's all. I'm done.
Wow. Okay. All right. G, how you feel about the fight last? I mean, you were texting me last night and you were talking about.
That boy looked like Martin Lawrence out there getting beat down from the Martin show way back in the day, man. He was taking punishment, man. But Tate Boy Fresh, I will admit I'm a know-it-all, man. But Mod and Tate know a lot more about boxing than I do. But after watching the rewind of the fight, man, they should have stopped it like in the 7th. It was a wrap, dog.
Well, he carried
out of him, bro.
He carried him. He carried. That was respect. He carried him. He wanted the fight to go a little bit longer for the fans. You could tell Bud carried him for 2 rounds. You're right. In the 7th, it should have been
clowning somebody for longer ain't showing them no respect.
That's like
I'm just gonna clown you for a little longer. I'm respecting
you. He didn't clown him. Tate, he didn't clown him.
He didn't
clown him, man. He didn't clown him. Clowning would be winding up like Sugar Ray was doing, you know what I'm saying, dancing and shuffling your feet. He ain't do none of that.
He beat that boy like he stole something.
He had class, man. He backed up from him.
Big G just said he looked like Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, he beat that boy like he stole something, bro.
He actually did, I ain't even gonna lie, that was the first thing, and that's what I told G when I called him. I even showed G a picture of him side by side. It looked like that. It looked, he beat him up.
It was disrespectful, bro. It was disrespectful.
He beat him up for real. But G, what I'm saying, and then you could have the floor again. And what I'm saying is that, out of respect, I think, he backed up off of him, gave him space. He wasn't attacking like, Bud normally attacks.
Well, this is the issue, bro. The issue is, in my personal opinion, I think the fight was 2 years too late. If they would have fought a couple of years ago based on, the condition that both fighters was in, and I think it was worse for Spence than it was for Bud. I think Bud came in ready, prepared, and ready to beat him down.
Spence is younger. Bud 33, Spence 30. They ain't that old.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit too late. But, but they both got paid. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Me and Tate Boy Fresh was talking about.
And they did.
Million, 25
they got
plus
paid,
man.
Listen, they split the pay-per-view and they got paid. Listen,
they got paid.
Listen, and then they got paid for the fight. And I see Tim in the comments, and he said rematch. That's already built into the contract. So, the loser has the option to fight again, and I think Spence is going to roll the dice and fight again. But you got to give both of them their credit, man. 29-0, you don't become 29-0 by just happenstance, and you don't become 39-0 by happenstance. You know what I'm saying?
The issue is that Crawford has unified the belts, which is, anytime you're able to do that as a boxer, that puts you in an upper echelon of a whole different, like you go to a completely different level. He owns every belt in his weight division, which is when you unify, that means something.
For the second time in the second division, some of the post fight announcers, some of the cats on the post fight was saying Crawford, Bud is the fighter of our generation. Said he didn't surpass Floyd. He said he's better than Floyd because his offense is better than Floyd.
That's a lot. That's a lot, but
I'm not gonna sit here and take that away from Crawford at all. I'm just gonna tell y'all, Crawford is a great fighter, a really great fighter. But I ain't see this. I mean, for real. To me, it was a toss up. I know fight. You know what I'm saying? I know boxing, man. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, this is gonna be a really good fight. It's gonna be interesting. It was a toss up, and Big G will tell y'all, I hadn't picked a winner. Because I didn't know. I just didn't know. Both of them have a lot of offensive repertoire and defensive prowess. the thing that got it last night, and I'm telling you, the thing that got it last night was Spence's corner had nothing. In the second round, it was over. They had no answer to that right jab being as hard as that left jab. And Spence was catching the left jab, but he was catching the right one in the face.
But
so
in
it's
the second round is when he knocked him down for the first time.
Because he caught the right jab in the face.
Yeah.
And once your equilibrium is off as a boxer, now you got to back up and you got to get and it takes about a round or two, and nowhere in there did Crawford let up. So you're still getting popped with those shots. It's a whole other different world, man. It's a whole other different world.
Hey, man, Spence had the trainer of the year.
True.
The trainer of the year. They come in the fight from the beginning of the fight. To me, when he walked in the ring, Spence didn't look ready. He didn't look ready. Forget what his camp. He didn't look ready.
Yeah.
And I had him winning the first round, and I had him winning the second until he got dropped. And after that, he lost. I mean, I ain't gonna say he lost his heart, but he didn't have no answers. And I guess you're saying his corner didn't have no answers for him. But sometimes as a boxer, man, you just gotta go on your own instinct. You gotta go in there and just fight. So I ain't blaming on nobody but Spence. Yeah. Bud is the better fighter, and Spence is a great fighter. But Bud is a great fighter. That's what that proved last night.
I got a question to ask y'all.
I hear you. I hear you. Hold on. You got your question. I hear you, Tate, and I hear that. But you can't. That's what you pay a corner for. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand. Everybody needs somebody in that corner to be able to show them things that they're not close to. When you're too close to the project like that, you need somebody on the outside telling you, "Hey, man, that's the wrong move. You need to do this. You need to attack it from this part." But they kept telling him, hide behind the jab. He had nowhere to hide, period. He couldn't hide behind his jab because every time he jabbed, the counterpuncher, Bud Crawford, was hitting him with another punch. That's a pugilist. That's when you know what you're doing, man. And then that right hand, strong as that left hand, that's for real. That's a real thing. So everybody in that corner took an L, Spence included. Period.
So this is my question. Is Bud Crawford a top 25 boxer of all time?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's top 10 probably. Top 10.
Yes.
Top 10 all time?
Top 7. Top 7.
Top 7 all time?
Yes. All time.
Tate. Woo Ma, that's approaching some serious.
All time.
Hey, bro.
Big G, he's 40-0. He's unified belts in 2 weight divisions, and he might go up to 154 and do that. He's one of the greats of all time. I say top 10 for sure.
Yeah.
And guess who's waiting at 154 who hadn't fought because of his hand? And they say also, personal issues is the other Charlo brother.
Yeah, true that.
And you beat the other Charlo brother.
Yeah.
Hey,
if he pops the other Charlo brother and goes out with an undefeated record, Bud Crawford might be in the top 5 all-time boxers, man.
Hey, man, he doing it, man.
Bud Crawford is a beast.
40-0, 23 knockdowns, 23 knockouts.
I just want to make a comment. I was rooting for Errol Spence. I lost a little bit of money betting on Errol, but I think everybody in Nebraska tougher than everybody in Texas.
Hey, that's why, that's why Nebraska in the Big Ten, baby.
Hey, man.
We knew what time it was.
Boy, you done lost your cucaracha. I can't believe you saying something like that, boy. And
then just to show you, Bud gonna whoop on Charlo too.
He gonna smash.
Listen, man.
He gonna smash him.
You out of here, man.
I know. I heard him say cats in New York can't fight, but now I'm thinking cats in Texas can't fight.
Boy, you crazy.
Beat down on top of beat down.
You come on down here and catch a hell you want to. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, I almost thought it was over as soon as I saw Eminem. First of all, you can't even get Eminem out the house. Second of all, he don't even rap no more. The boy came out there, didn't rap a lyric, but he walked to his own song. And let me tell you guys, any activity you play lose yourself on, you about to hurt somebody. It's going down. If you going out and you about to cut the grass, you about to all time cut the grass. If lose yourself is playing when you go out there, you about to take a shower.
You got the perfect lines in it.
I'm telling you, whatever you.
It's gonna be beautiful.
Whatever activity you about to do to lose yourself,
Yeah.
the other person is in trouble. If it's a competitive sport, the other person is in trouble. I need you to know that. I need you to know that.
On the for real tip though, man, Bud Crawford is a very, very humbling champion, man. He didn't talk a lot of yak after the fight was over with. He was just like, I trained, I did what I was supposed to do. Yeah, he got a plan. Yeah, he did everything. He did.
You only
everything.
got one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. I'm telling you, hey, when that comes on, when that song comes on, every activity you finna do, if you doing that, you play that song for that, you're about to be a winner. It's going down.
But he's a humble champ, man.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like him more than anything. Like I said, after the fight was over with, he didn't talk a lot of yak. He just was like, look, I came to handle my business. This is what I was supposed to do. And he was in the moment, but he was like, you know what? Hey, dude fought good. He did what he did, but I did what I was supposed to do. So I like Crawford a lot. Like I said, going up one more to the 154 and unifying the belt up there. Oh man, he's approaching top 5 all time. Goat Jesus. Yeah,
all time. And then speaking of boxing, we got the next fight coming up, Charlo and Canelo. Tell me what you think about that, Tate.
I just said Texas can't fight. Canelo gonna put some of that Spanish ooh-wah-wah on him.
Fact.
Some of that. He trying to put some of that ooh-wah-wah.
Some of that Mexican ooh-wah-wah. What he gonna do to a Big G? What you always say?
Adios muchachos, my friend.
Adios muchachos, Charlo.
Beat down and up out of here, bro.
So is it? I got a thought about it. Big G, what do you think? I mean, are you familiar? Let me ask you. Are you familiar with the Charlo brothers at all?
Yeah, I know what they are. I mean, aren't they up underneath? What's his name? What's the guy I always forget about? The main dude that's run all boxing. Mayweather. Are they up underneath Mayweather's camp?
No, but
they're not. So they're on their own.
Yeah, they're on their own. But I mean, they run with them. They run with them. You know what I'm saying? They got that same type of and the word that Tate's looking for is machismo. They ready to put some of that Mexican machismo on them. It is what it is.
I don't think it's going to be a close fight. It's going to be entertaining. And that's the thing. And this is the thing I want to say about boxing. I'm glad there was a fight about Crawford and last night. And that thing, because it brought interest back to boxing. Boxing has been hurting for a long time. And now we're getting these good fights of matchups that people really want to see. Folks ain't ducking each other. And so now, the pay-per-view money's always going to be there because people like boxing. But I'm saying like the general interest of people that don't really get down with it, they're going to start paying attention to what's going on with boxing and build it back up. Whether they get to the 80s and how it was when you had Duran fighting Hagler and Ray and all, I don't know if we'll ever see that again. But I do know that there's general interest being drawn back to boxing. So I'm happy for it, man, for sure.
Yeah, Timothy Lyons, we do love boxing. I'm going to tell you, the Hitman was there last night, and I was happy about that. I was happy to see the Hitman in his red suit. My take on this fight before we switch gears is this. We're having a fight at 168, right? Charlo has to come up to 168.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to it, he usually fights at 154.
Yeah.
Now, my guy is one side. Why do I always forget his name?
Canelo.
Canelo he walks around once at 170, 175. So he has to come down. In boxing, as a general rule, it's always harder for the fighter to come down than a fighter to go up. Roy Jones went up and retained speed and power. Those that can do it. What's my man's name? He's a Spanish fighter. He went up too, and he did it too. I forget his name. I'll think of it in a minute. But when I tell you it's easier to come up and retain your power than it is to go down, right?
Yeah.
So B Dirt said it's body service over there in Utah. Hey man, I'm sorry to hear that you're
out
in Utah.
There on an island, man. He out there on an island on Utah.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear you're in Utah, first of all. But hey man, I get it.
Hey, Big G.
Yeah.
And B Dirt. I bet everybody in Utah can whoop everybody in Texas.
Oh man,
wow.
listen.
Hey, Texas taking a beat down today.
Yeah, this guy here is salty about it. His pockets took a beat down, and he's salty about that. You should have bet your money. You know what I'm saying? That is what it is.
That's what I get for betting on the Texas Joker.
Yeah, no, that's what you get for betting, period. It ain't about Texas. You betting, period. You've been taking L's here lately. Tate, you took an L in fantasy football. You took an L rolling with Russ. Listen, I'm just going to tell y'all, don't side with Tate, because right now he's on the loser streak. G is kind of hot. I think I would listen to G before I would Tate at this point when it comes to betting.
Check this out, bro. I stay hot because it's all about the G-Stradamus.
Oh,
man.
Lord. I knew it.
I said way out there, man.
You know that was an alley-oop. I did that to give him an alley-oop because he wanted me to
stay
give him
hot
credit.
because of the G-Stradamus.
He want me to give him credit for the fight. I really can't do that. Timothy Line says, I want to see more classic battles. But anyway, real quick, so we can get off of the fighting, I need you to know, the Charlo brother, Jamel, I think it is. It's Jamal and Jamel. They're twins. He's normally at 154. Jamel is, I think if I got this right, Jamel's the heavier one, and he's the one that Canelo wanted to fight anyway, right? So it's kind of like, hey man, let my little fella, like Tate said, let my little fella handle you. So he went and they're fighting, and I just feel like I think it's gonna be an even fight because Canelo having to come down to 168, Charlo coming up. It's gonna be one of those toss-ups again, man. And I'll tell you as we get closer.
It's hard to keep strength and power going up and down. That's for sure.
Well, going
and
down,
speed.
It's harder. You got to think about
it,
G, because you're losing everything. You're losing a lot to get to that weight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hard deal.
Significant sign appearance by Big G. I love it. I love it, Kari. I love it.
Yeah.
So we switching gears, man. And as we switch gears, we get into this, man. I know you guys is happy. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, Big G, man. I need to hear
No.
on Alexander.
I can't go first, man. I'm emotional, man. I got to give it to Tate first, man, because I got some. Man, I'm liable to go. You might have to mute my mic, man. So I'm gonna let Tate go first, man. Tate, hit him up, man. Go and say what you got to say,
him, Tate.
Man, the signing of Quan Alexander completes the Steelers' defense, man.
Oh my God.
I mean, we needed a linebacker, and now you think about it, we got Cole Holcomb, we got Landon Roberts.
Yep.
Now we got Quan Alexander. None of them was there last year, but all of them was captains on their teams last year.
Yep.
So you bring in that high football character, you bring in Cole Holcomb, who can do a little bit of everything. And Landon Roberts is going to smash the run and blitz the quarterback when he comes in. And then Quan Alexander can kind of play tight ends and backs out the backfield and also be a good run contributor. So, I mean, I think this completes the Steelers defense. I like the depth they have on the inside linebacker room. They brought in all new inside linebackers besides Mark Robinson.
Yes.
Hey, Tay, answer this question that Afton said. Is Quan a green dot guy? Does he have that experience?
He does have that experience, Afton, but I think probably Cole Holcomb is going to be the green dot guy, but I think I see him being on the field a majority for more snaps than Quan or Roberts. I think Quan and Roberts are interchangeable, and I think Holcomb probably plays more snaps. So he'll probably be the green dot guy. Would be my guess. I don't know, but that would be my guess.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So talk to me, G. This is your time to shine, man. It's your time to shine. Let's get it.
Hey, man, first thing I'm going to say, man, is Omar Khan is approaching a top 5 or top 3 GM in the NFL, bro. He's approaching.
After 1 year?
After 1 year, dog. Omar Khan is unbelievable. The stuff that he's done. We had an A+ draft. We had an A+ offseason. We're in camp, and we're still getting guys who are Pro Bowl caliber players. He brought another guy in.
Not Pro Bowl caliber. He was a Pro Bowler.
Yes, definitely. I mean, this guy is a bona fide inside linebacker in a 3-4 defense, and it can run like a deer. And he's another interchangeable piece for the Steelers defense. And I'm telling you right now, I mean, I might be all just hyped up and all whatever else, but it's going to get ugly. I'm telling you, because there's too many pieces. When you got guys that you can bring in, Mod should know this, and Mod should co-sign for this, because Dallas has the same thing on defense. Dallas got pieces everywhere. The Steelers got pieces everywhere. What are you going to do, bro? And the thing about it is you got depth, so you ain't got to worry so much about injury. You got interchangeable pieces so dudes don't get real tired, and you bring them in and out. And then when it's the third and the fourth quarter and you just switch the guy in and out and he's fresh, what are you going to do? What are you going to do if Watt is fresh? What are you going to do if Highsmith is fresh? Because they done switch these guys in and out, and you don't know where it's coming from. So the Steelers, man,
so let
all
me
I got
ask
to
you
say
this question.
is Con, more money.
Let me ask you this question,
more
G.
money.
G, let me ask you this question, because Gavin asked it. Who do you think's going to start at inside linebacker?
Probably Holcomb, and I would probably say Alexander, even though Roberts is good. But see, the thing is, you can't sleep on Robertson. I sent Tate a picture of him and what he looked like coming into camp. It was ridiculous how good of a shape he was in. You know, and then I watched the whole thing about when they interviewed Cowher, and Cowher was talking about this is the first time in a long time he's coming to this season and every position is lightning focused on one goal. And he said it's refreshing because I got the new guys coaching up the old guys. So I mean, across the board, linebacker, safety, corner.
Bill Cowher said that?
I mean, you know what I'm talking about, my man.
Okay,
I'm so excited. I'm running all over the place. But you know, Mike Tomlin said it. But
I'm like, wow,
telling you,
Bill Cowher back in the house. What
it's a lot. It's a lot going. Even I saw where Santonio Holmes done sat back down with the youngsters, trying to get them ready and coached up. So I'm like, oh yeah, let's go. It's time to do what we do, bro. It's time to do it.
Claude said y'all got the GM of the year.
Without a doubt.
Afton said he has certainly revamped the team. Let's see how they come together. They still have to perform. Good point. Claude said, Big G, what's up with the hat, bro?
I can see into the future with the Buckeyes, baby, and the Steelers.
And they said, love it, Big G. And Tate, we're gonna get into this. We're gonna get into this because we're gonna talk about camp. Remember this question, Tate. And we'll definitely get into the other comment here from Gavin Anthony. Tim P said, pipe down, we still gotta play the games.
Get up out of here. Tim, you know what you about to get, bro. You might be new to the podcast, but that don't mean you can't get what you need.
No. Hold up.
Take a lap, dog.
Don't make him take a lap,
bro.
Take a lap.
Hit
it. Other news, we got let's talk about this, man. Injuries, bro. Like, we got injuries, and then we got Jonathan Taylor. I'm gonna start with Jonathan Taylor, man. This whole running back thing is crazy, right? What people don't understand is, and it is, I will say, the running backs of yesteryear, the old school running backs, that's gone. You guys ain't getting paid. You guys ain't gonna get paid anymore. Running backs are gonna have to do this to get paid. You see that?
Tate, you see how he got the bias up there, bro.
This is what.
Who is that?
This is what running backs are gonna have to do to get paid. That's Bijan Robinson. That's not no bias. That's all hype. That's all real.
Where Bijan go to college?
It don't matter. Where is he playing? He's playing at the lateral. Look, see, this is what I'm saying with running backs now. Running backs are gonna have to be efficient route runners. They're gonna have to get out and catch passes. They're gonna have to do double duty in order to get paid. That's the running back of the future.
Who did the combination of receiving and rushing for a running back in the league better, Bijan Robinson or Le'Veon Bell?
Le'Veon Bell started it, and he did it.
Okay.
Bijan's going to have to prove it. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, when you see routes like that, I mean, wait, let's look at it again. I need you to see this. This man is over here looking for, he trying to tie his shoelace.
I mean, that was a great route. I mean, he ran. He
trying to show his tools. Look at it, what? Huh? Mama, he was gone. But he was over there talking to the
suspect linebacker on him, though, too.
He was talking to the crowd.
No.
It don't matter. He's a professional linebacker. It don't matter. He made him do something. He made him go over there and hold the pot. Like Larry Bird was holding the pot against Michael Jordan. He was holding the pot. Mm-hmm. But in order for a running back to get paid in these days, they're gonna have to do double duty. They're gonna have to be receiving running backs, not just running backs. That's something that's gonna happen. And we're gonna talk injury as far as Jalen Ramsey, man. Jalen Ramsey. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's sad. It hurts my heart. First of all, let me grab these comments, man. He's like, many people have failed to commit to health. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that too, Gavin. I need to talk about that for real. He said, I always like receivers though. Basically running backs are turning into H-backs. They're gonna have to. Kari at Mod, that was Le'Veon Bell's argument. I get it, and he was right. Your boy B-Dirt said G and Mod are the Bias brothers.
Definitely.
Wow. B-Dirt is crazy. And honestly, I think that running back by committee, the injury concerns will go away. Absolutely. I get that. So, Jalen Ramsey, man, how bad does this hurt the Dolphins defense and their title chances? How bad does it hurt? He's out for he's out till December.
Or longer, because he hasn't had to completed the surgery. They won't know until his surgery is finalized. He could actually be out for the season. We don't know. It's a meniscus tear. It's one of those things, man, where it's unfortunate. But to be honest, to answer your question, bro, and I said this on the Homies podcast as well as Pump Your Brakes on Fan First Sports Network, Steel Curtain Network. I wasn't sold on the Miami Dolphins anyway. I didn't think that the Dolphins, I think in their division, they're probably number 3. You know, based on what's happened over in the New York Jets, based on what the Buffalo Bills have done. But they were supposed to come in and hang their hat to be a top 5 defense. Now, they've been trying to mend their wounds. They done brought in Eli Apple, which B-Dirt can tell you that ain't the best thing, even though he's a Buckeye and I love him. Putting him out there on the island on the corner nowadays, I don't know. I don't know if he's serviceable and can do that. They drafted that kid from South Carolina, which now he's got to move probably into that primary corner versus playing the nickel. But I don't think the Dolphins is nothing to be worried about as far as the AFC is concerned. They'll win some games, 9-8, 8-9, something like that. But until they get that quarterback thing fixed with Tua, nah, I ain't worried about Miami.
Tate, what'd you think about this injury to Jalen Ramsey?
I mean, it's significant, definitely. I mean, you don't have a player like Jalen Ramsey and lose him to injury and have it not be a factor. I think it'll be a factor, but I think, like Big G say, they drafted the kid out of South Carolina, Cam Smith. He was probably one of the top 6 corners in this year's draft. He just got to get elevated a little sooner. Eli Apple will come in and sustain things from a veteran standpoint.
Yeah. And
you got your boy Xavier Howard on the other side. He's got to have a better year than he did last year and end up being the number 1. Yeah. I think Miami, I mean, we act like Tua didn't play good last year, except for when he got hurt. I mean, Tua played well.
Yeah.
I mean, so, and I like, is it Mike McDaniel?
Yeah. Coach. Yeah, young guy, young fellow.
His play calling. I like his play calling. He from the Kyle Shanahan tree of play calling.
True.
So with all that speed they got out there, if they can keep Tua healthy, Miami gonna finish higher than the Jets.
Well, what? So didn't they lose? Didn't they lose a receiver too?
Who? The Miami Dolphins?
Or was that Jameson that got hurt again?
No, the Miami Dolphins are fine. You know, they even ended like.
Okay, so that was Jameson at Detroit that got hurt again.
No, Jameson got suspended. He's out for 6.
I know he's out.
He's out for 6 games. Yeah.
All right. So now that we're talking about this, Joe Burr, man. Woo. How long is he out, G?
We don't know because they're not. The coach is not really saying what the injury actually is, and the organization's not saying. They're more or less saying what I'm hearing across the board is that he probably won't be seen in the preseason, which is actually a good thing. The coach did say that he got more work than he's ever had before July, the beginning of July, than he ever has had. But the issue is that what is the actual injury? Because is it a calf? Because if it's a calf or if it's like with his foot and the lower part of his foot, it's going to linger, you know, and those injuries is how cats get torn Achilles and stuff like that. So they got to be cautious. And, you know, I raised this question to Tate and I asked him, you know, how much, if you get a lead, do you pull him? You know, just because you don't want to take that chance, you know, and I don't know. I just don't know. It's not really the greatest thing in the world going into the season because of the injury, because like I said, leg injuries linger. Believe me, I know from experience. They linger and they're there and they linger and they're there, and you never know. So you could have a good week and have a great thing going up into the game, and then, hey, you get to the game and something happens in warm-ups, and you're like, oh, my God, he's out for the game. So it's a lot going on with Joe B, man, for sure.
Afton said B-Dirt has been rubbing his calf. He'll be good. B-Dirt love his squad, but I don't know if he'd be rubbing Joe Bird's calf. Gavin said, I liked Cam during the draft, but he's a rookie, so I don't know. Get it. Claude, congratulations to the Steelers who made this year's Hall of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
Gavin said, I wonder if there's any leaked footage of that. Don't know. It's probably is. Everybody's out with cameras during their
He's talking about any footage of B Dirt massaging Joe Burrow's calf.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Could be. Could be.
I'm taking up for B Dirt. B Dirt ain't finna be rubbing his calf like that. It's not happening. Here's the thing, and I told you guys we would talk about this, and when we got into talking about the camp, when you get tissue issues like that, like with your muscles and their soft tissue issues, to me that shows what you've not been doing during the off season. Right?
There's some truth to that, Mon. There's some truth to that.
I'm just saying, hamstrings, strained calves, all that stuff, you ain't been running. You ain't been putting in you have not been putting in the pre-work. You've been doing more partying, and you've been doing other things, not paying attention to not just your cardio, because cardio is one thing, but you're gonna have to get in. Listen, y'all are $1 million athletes. $1 million athletes. For real. All y'all are responsible for is taking care of your body. That should be the prime thing you're doing. If y'all are not somewhere working on stability training, working on stretching, getting your muscles ready for the enduring year that you're about to have, I don't know. I mean, for real, I get that you want to be a regular person and you want to kick it, but you're not getting paid like a regular person. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting paid like a regular person to do regular person stuff. You're getting paid like $1 million athlete. Your body is a Ferrari, homeboy. Go in there, take the due diligence and do the time to actually take care of your body.
Yeah.
Stuff can still happen, man. You say that to imply Burrow ain't been doing what he's supposed to be doing. Stuff still can happen.
I'm not saying that about Joe Burrow, because that's different, right? I'm saying this about in general. Most of the time, when you see people come in and they get soft tissue injuries, when they have these soft tissue injuries, they have not been working out during the summer. They've not been working. They may have done some cardio and some other stuff, but I guarantee you they wasn't working on stability training. I guarantee you they wasn't putting in that work with people to ensure that they wouldn't be hurt. You know what I mean? You're gonna get hurt.
That's a rough guarantee. That's a rough guarantee.
The old school remedy used to be that you used to have to spend just as much time stretching as you did conditioning. You had to get to the point where you stretch. The old school way is you had to get to the point where you stretched and you hurt from stretching, because that now what they do is that stability training with bands and all the other things that you see as far as lateral movement and forward movement. Even some of that's done with shoots. I've talked to my little brother Rod Simpson, man. He's a trainer, man, and I've watched how he's trained athletes, and that's what he does. He makes those kids in warm up get right, So it could be. I don't know. I'm not there with Joe B. I don't know what happened, but I do know without a shadow of a doubt, it's going to linger all year long. So there needs to be some caution taken, because it's going to. You
see what B-Dirt just said? Soft tissue injuries. From low of body fat too. Absolutely.
Could be.
That's why I said cardio's not enough. And what G just said, and what our little brother does with track, when you're running and you're doing all of those things, you can even ask your family. When you're doing a lot of running, start, stop, burst stuff, you've got to stretch. Stretching has to be a way of life.
Yeah.
You can't just pick it up and put it down.
All I'm saying is you can do all that stretching and it still happen.
True.
Okay.
I agree.
Anything can still happen. Anything can still happen.
So to imply that Burrow was doing something wrong because he got injured, or not doing everything he needed to do.
you keep going back to Burrow. I'm shooting at somebody indirectly. I'm talking to Texas right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not glad he hurt, but it gives us an opportunity to get other people in there and get some reps. You know what I'm saying? I got a safety over here who just signed a deal, and I know for a fact he was probably out there partying in the D. You know what I'm saying? And you know, now you can't go. It's training camp time. We need you out here, brother. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't want to trash his Cowboys about when his guys doing something wrong.
Everybody in the live chat, go ahead and hit the like button on the podcast. Let's just say that real quick.
Yeah, make sure you hit the like. Make sure you hit the like. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe.
Live chat actually lit up a little bit.
Yeah,
upside down.
Gavin said, especially if
bit.
you're a sprinter, because of the suddenness of running compared to the distance. And of course, like, I mean, I keep saying this.
Yeah.
I keep saying this, man. You know what I'm saying?
Joe Burrow ain't no sprinter.
He's an athlete, though, Tate. But we not talking about Joe Burr. I keep trying to tell you that, too. I got a dude that wear number 6 over here on my squad who's over here sitting because of a calf injury.
Well, call him out. Call him out. Call out. What's his name? Call him out. Tell him he's trash. But see, he won't do
trash,
that.
But he need. No, we're going to talk about it here in a minute because we're going to get to training camp. It's Donovan. Dono. Dono is right now.
We don't know your players by their nickname. Dono who? He's a safety, I remember. But with Donovan what? What's his name?
Wilson, bro.
Wilson,
Donovan
okay.
Wilson.
We don't know Dono. Did you know Dono, Big G?
Nope.
No.
You knew who it was.
Nope.
You knew who it was. Anyway, yeah, it is. It's a still a bias. You know, they're gonna call everything out. I ain't worried about it because, you know, I've learned to not acknowledge them as much anymore because they want their attention. But anyway, like I said, when it comes down to it, I would like to see everybody stay healthy, stay active, and you're right. You're absolutely right, Tate. You could work out, you could stretch, you could do all your pre-work and still be injured. But in 707, that shouldn't happen. It should happen when you get the pads on. Yeah. But on 707, we out here just running routes against air and then we running routes against resistance. Come on, bro. That's basically showing me that all that start-stop that we doing, that's showing me you didn't stretch, you didn't do your stability work, you didn't do your work, or like B-Dirt said, you got too much cardio in and not enough weight work, not enough strength work, and not enough isolation on different muscles.
The Bengals training staff and athletic staff is going to earn their keep this season for sure. To keep Burrow healthy, upright, ready to go, they're going to earn their money because they're going to have to do some extensive things to keep him. Like I said, I know what those injuries feel like, and they're nothing to play with. Can we agree to move on? We 45 minutes in. We just on like the second or third topic.
Hey, we moving. We moving. We're about to jump into it. Now we're gonna talk about training camp, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get into our training camp news. I'm gonna grab in mine first, man, because you know they always accuse me of bias and stuff, but you know it is what it is. We started with Quan Alexander and I let them talk. We had 45 minutes because they talked. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
45 minutes because you tried to get Earl excuses and blame Joe Burrow for getting his calf hurt.
And nobody would blame. I'm talking about Donovan Wilson. I've been telling you for the last 5 minutes I was talking about Donovan Wilson. Anyway, training camp news out of Dallas,
so man. You were talking about Cowboy stuff on the low key. So you've been talking about Cowboy stuff.
Yeah, listen. Cowboys agreed to terms with Trayvon Diggs on a 5-year, $97 million. Listen, I'm proud.
Pay too much money.
I'm proud of this signing. There's the reason why I'm proud for this signing, right? Is because he didn't hit Dallas over the head. He didn't. He could have tried and said he wanted to be the number one cornerback. But, you know, when it comes down to it, he went ahead, he signed his deal. I'm super proud of him. So now you can kind of
he's still a top 5. He's still a top 5 paid corner in the league.
It doesn't matter. He's there in camp, having the opportunity to talk to this guy. These guys are getting reps together. It's the same thing you're seeing in Pittsburgh. You're seeing Pittsburgh with the young cats being tutored by the old cats. And
don't talk about Pittsburgh. We'll get to that.
Yeah, love it. Love it. When you see the older generation mentoring the younger generations, he's in camp. he's present, he's accounted for. And then the other person that Deuce Vaughn has been doing like wonders. I mean, wonders. We still, are watching and seeing Tony Pollard. His leg looks 100% ready. He's able to switch gears. He still has a lot of the burst and the pop in his legs. You're definitely getting an opportunity to see that.
He made the top 55 players voted on.
He was. Him and Dak.
He was in front of Dak.
Him and Dak were right next to each other. Yeah. So we had 5 in the top 100. The Cowboys have 5 in the top 100 players in the NFL. But another thing I'm happy, like I said, Deuce Vaughn look good. Definitely, we have no Zach Martin signing yet, so he hadn't came to camp. But he did text the young boy Smith and tell him that, hey man, we're definitely gonna make it there. But this guy here, man, woo wee.
Yeah, amazing. I'm real impressed with man.
Look at how coach looked at him.
Yeah, hey, Mod, and y'all know I ain't all on the Cowboy stuff, but I sat down on some other stuff on Maisie, some film and stuff I saw, because I went to the Cowboy thing, the Twitter feed, and watched it. Maisie Smith is a little different. He's a little different, man. He's gonna be a problem. And I didn't realize that Michael Parsons gained so much weight.
Hey,
is Michael gonna play DN all year? He ain't gonna play no linebacker no more.
Hey, he's gonna play linebacker in certain sets because DQ is right now working some stuff, man, putting some stuff in together. But Michael wanted to make sure that his body was ready. He came down to Austin and worked for about 2.5 months with the retired Rams lineman who retired after the Super Bowl. He came and worked with him here in Austin. So definitely. He said, Afton said, I love seeing Santonio Holmes work with Pickens. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. Claude said, me too. I loved seeing him work. He's learning a lot from one of the best. I love it. AJC said yes, and it looked like he was really listening to it. I'm sure he was. Last thing, man, we're definitely going to get over here to we're going to switch and get over here to the Steelers news, and we're talking training camp. So take it away, Big G. You go ahead.
Well, first of all, like I said, Tate Boy Fresh said it. I can't take credit for this. I got to give him all the credit for this one, man. We do have the best 53-man roster in the NFL. Top to bottom, bottom to top, 53, double deep in all positions. Yeah, we rocking like that. It's going to be hard. There's going to be some serious dudes cut. Dudes that it's going to get picked up by another team as soon as they get cut. So it's like that this year over in Pittsburgh. That's number one.
I don't know if y'all got the best. Y'all got
number one.
Y'all top 10 for sure.
Number one, bro. Number one. The 53-man roster, number one. But however, I like I said, I could be biased and people could say all whatever else. But I really do think that Omar Khan is the difference with this, man. There's no excuses in Pittsburgh. I mean, I'm just here to tell you, all of us that follow us and watch us that are Steelers fans, there's no excuses for us this year. We have everything we need to do what we need to do. And doing what we need to do is get into the playoffs and make some noise. I'm not calling for us to a Super Bowl or anything like that, but we have every piece that we need to get into the playoffs and do what we do. Now it's just a matter of getting through training camp, getting the guys, the camaraderie worked out, guys understanding their position, and doing what we need to do to push forward. But we're there. And so I'm ready to go. I'm hyped about the Steelers. That's all really I can say about them, man.
I'm going to tell you.
It's on you, bro.
This is what I'm going to say. I got to say this. I would love to see a Cowboys Steelers Super Bowl this year.
Oh, my God. Would I ever?
Oh, I would so love it. And we started this by showing a picture of this guy, right? This guy made one of the sickest catches in camp that I've seen so far. Check this out. This man here is a manimal. Go get it, youngster. That's what I love. Look at that, man. I love it. I love seeing that kind of stuff, man. That is dope. Well, go ahead, Tate. It's on you.
Man, I have to agree with Big. Big G get a little excited, man. That's why we got the show Pump Your Brakes on the Steel Curtain Network. We always got to tell Big G to pump his brakes. Yeah. I won't say number one, but I'll say top 5. Top 5 roster.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, the quarterback is probably the weakest position. That's just because the unknown with Kenny Pickett, not because he's not capable, just the unknown. And you got quarterbacks like Mahomes and Burrow and Jackson and Watson right in our division. But, you know, with this defense, Cam Hayward, Larry Ogunjobi up front, the rookie, the big fella, Keanu Benton. We talked about the linebackers already with the addition of Quan, Pat P, Peasy Jr., Minka. We picked up. We got KZ coming back for a second year. Keanu Neal, you know about them, Ma.
Oh my God!
I mean that defense. I didn't even mention T.J. Watt and Highsmith, and
oh my God,
and our guy Marcus Golden to begin the rotation with them. Come on, man! That defense is elite.
Yes.
And Pittsburgh pays a lot of money for the defense. A lot of people have been talking about that.
Timothy said the Steelers get another penalty due to Canada being your OC.
And we will see, Timothy. But yeah, man, the offense. I mean, it's just a lot of young talent over there. I mean, who don't have to be paid yet. So, you know, I like the direction of Steelers. I mean, I like the intensity of camp thus far. And Coach T wouldn't have it any other way out there in the heat, out there in the monsoon. He says elements in the game, it's elements in practice. Deal with it. We not up there in the plush spot like Jerry World with all the nice camp amenities and all the stuff they got. It's like you in a 5-star hotel when you go to Dallas camp once they leave Oxnard, Thousand Oaks, right?
Yeah, they fly to California.
Nah, man, I just like all the intensity. Yesterday in camp, Joey Porter and George Pickens, GP and PZ Jr. got into it, man. And it's gonna be a camp battle. I'm waiting on this one. I told you about it on the Pump Your Brakes, Big G, you and Shannon.
Yeah,
it's gonna be one all year, man. Yesterday, you know how George Pickens just be manhandling defensive back.
And he bumps.
He pushed PZ Jr. down on a play that wasn't a run play. They was out in coverage and PZ pushed him down. Porter got up, you know, with something to say, and GP snatched his chain off.
Yeah. and did you see the next play? Did you see the next play?
I didn't, but I'm saying these just two young dogs going at it.
Peasy got a pick on the next all about. Pickens went to the huddle, told Pickett to throw him the ball, and Peasy Jr. got a pick on the very next play. Was like, what now? And was talking yet. So iron sharp as iron, bro. Iron sharp as iron.
Jesse Lowe says Titans look great on paper too. The difference is hard coaching, hardcore in the fourth quarter, and off the field shenanigans. I get it.
The Titans look great on paper. I mean, we don't know if Will Levis or what's Tannehill gonna do. I mean, Derrick Henry, obviously a year older. I'm not saying he can't do it because he's been great for all these past 4 or 5 years. He's a year older. And then how do you mesh in D Hop when who's throwing the ball? I mean, I like their defense. I think the offense. Well, you can say the same thing with the Steelers though. But I'm not saying our offense looks great on paper. We just, you know,
who playing quarterback in Tennessee? That's just my question. Who? William Levis? William Levis?
And to ask, answer the question about Afton asked earlier about KZ. KZ had an ankle sprain, light ankle sprain. He still out there practicing. I believe he's out there today.
Yeah, he was.
I think he'll be all right. And I can't wait to see that safety rotation with KZ and Minka and Keanu Neal. It's gonna let Minka run. Big G, you was right when you said a lot of good players gonna be cut.
Man. Hey, Tate, you know who's had the best camp so far for the Steelers that I'm hearing quietly? Allen Robertson.
Yeah, he's been balling.
Man, they've been saying Allen Robertson is back. So I'm like, oh my God.
He had a 60-yard touchdown.
Killed him.
And yesterday's camp, Hakeem Butler finally showed up.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the fact that, you know, you're getting these guys who have caught on, who were undrafted or they were drafted late. You know what I'm saying? and these guys get an opportunity to show, man, they still football players, man. I love that kind of thing because we're having that same thing happen in Dallas, man. I mean, you know, and then we have 2 safeties hurt. So we got 2 Israel Makwamu is hurt, as well as Donovan Wilson. And those have been the only 2 that's out in practice, bless God. You know, everybody else is just trying to get themselves back. Jordan Lewis, Shoemaker, or you know, getting themselves together. I think all of this is going to come down to when you say cutting to the 50, because now they can have 3 quarterbacks on the roster, so it's a little bit more than 53. They voted in that they can have another quarterback on the roster. So, but now
we was told if you carried the third though, you counted against 53.
Yeah, Dave Schofield. Shout out to Dave. What's cracking lacking? Dave hit me and take to it. Sure did.
Yeah. So my point is that you're gonna have to be strategic with the people that you cut. You're gonna have to.
Hey, I think just to comment on you about Dallas. I think Dallas has a great roster. I think Dallas probably got a top 5 roster too.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I think y'all just don't have the depth at running back yet. That's the only downside I see is depth at running back. But let me ask you this: who would get more out the Dallas roster, Mike McCarthy or Mike Tomlin? Which Mike? Yeah, I think so.
Tomlin type action. I ain't got to even listen. I ain't got to ask. You ain't got to ask me that question. You know what that is. I will say this. That Deuce Vaughn is capable of being a running back in the NFL, and he's also capable of taking one to the house for 90 yards.
Yeah, I agree with that. But if you got Pollard and Deuce Vaughn, who your workhorse though?
Oh, your workhorse is going to be Tony Pollard. The other thing that's coming out of Dallas that's crazy for me to hear, and Big G has been talking about it. Here's another G Stradamus moment. Big G has been talking about it for, you know, ever since he got cut. Is there's Dalvin Cook talk again.
Yeah.
You know, and that's out of Dalvin's own mouth. Mm-hmm. Dalvin is saying he's unhappy with the deal that Miami offered him, but they still in the mix. He's going down there to see if he could play for the Jets. And the Jets offer that money for him because he's talking about they would be a super team, right? I don't know if they would be a super team with Dalvin Cook on the roster. They
would be unstoppable. They would be unstoppable.
They'd be pretty good.
Bro, they would be unstoppable. Not pretty good. They would be unstoppable.
I don't think they'd be unstoppable. Everybody's stoppable.
There's too many dudes, man.
It's a lot of dudes.
This the NFL. This ain't the NBA.
Yeah, it's a lot of dudes. They'd be pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
I remember that year we thought Philly was going to be unstoppable with Mike Vick and everybody they had. The all-star team.
They went to the NFC Championship game. They lost.
No, not that year. They stacked up everybody. They didn't.
Yeah. So, when it comes down to it, my thing is with Dalvin Cook that the old regime of running backs, you guys gonna have to catch the ball. You're gonna have to do something, and you're gonna have to settle for, you know, some money that you really don't want. I mean, you know, it's one of them things. If you're gonna have to decide A, if I want to go to a Super Bowl contender, or B, if I want to get paid. D Hop said, you know what, I want to get paid, right? I don't think running backs have that choice.
His choices was Tennessee and New England, neither one top Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah.
If he didn't want to get paid, he'd took less money and went to a contender.
Yeah, but the free agent market wasn't just like how you got issues with the running back personnel. You got issues with a wide receiver that's long in the tooth, because like how there's depth at being able to draft, like Tate Boy Fresh and you and Mod have said, there's depth of being able to draft a guy and bring him in. Look at all the receivers that just got picked in the last 2 years in NFL. I'm not just talking about round 1 and 2. I'm talking about rounds 1 through 7. You're not going to give D Hop what he was asking for because he's long in the tooth. So, you know, and so like you saying with the money, he wanted it, but the issue really wasn't nobody who was trying to get it in.
Yeah, and he only had 2 offers from the Patriots and the Titans.
Yeah, when nobody trying to get in
between them.
Nobody trying to get him.
That was because of he priced himself out. Nobody was going to pay what he wanted to get paid, except those 2 teams. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
So you telling me if Dallas would have gave him 11, he wouldn't have went?
If Dallas would have gave him If he would have took 10, he would have went to Dallas. We weren't paying over 10. That's just we weren't doing it. We weren't doing it. The question is asked by AJC. Cowboys roster improved. Is it better than the Eagles? I would say that those rosters are the same. The reason why is the Eagles linebacker crew is not as tight as our linebacker crew. There is a disparity, right? If you went from quarterback and offensive line and running back, the Eagles have that edge. So those two kind of cancel itself out. So I think they were even at this moment.
What's the boy's name from Georgia that's going to start for the Eagles this year, linebacker? Nakobe Dean. He was a beast. He's a really good linebacker.
At Georgia. Yeah, he was a beast at Georgia.
Smith will start too at outside too.
We're talking about Michael Parsons. We're talking about Wolf Hunter. You know what I'm saying? Those two right there, there's nobody on their team that is good as that dude.
I got a feeling Michael Parsons is going to play 95% of his snaps at edge this year.
Even so.
95%. You can't count him at linebacker. Okay. If you're not there full time, you can't count him at linebacker.
He's still listed as a linebacker. He's still listed as a linebacker on our 2D.
I don't think he is. And you watch where he get all the snaps at this year.
He's going to get 75 to 80% at defensive end. It is what it is. But to answer that question, it's even. Claude said, let's see. Stop the hate. Tighten man up. I don't think he's hating.
I ain't hating on Tennessee. They're gonna be 8-9, 9-8. You know, just get ready for it.
In the AFC South, trying to compete with Jacksonville.
Exactly.
for one playoff spot out that division.
Correct. That's it. And Jacksonville is really leaps and bounds ahead of them. Really, to be honest.
What B Dirt say?
B Dirt said, "I picked the Cowboys to win the East, but Mark can't accept that I did." B Dirt, I'm good with you, man. We straight, baby. You picked the right team. You picked the right team to win the East.
Eagles.
I think the Eagles have the better roster, but they lost both coordinators, so I think the Cowboys have the edge there. But I think the Eagles got a injection of juice on the offense with DeAndre Swift coming there too, though.
Absolutely. So Zone Reed gonna be.
And they drafted the boy out of Georgia. What's the boy play the edge?
Smith. It's his last name Smith, number 4.
Yeah.
Defensive end line.
Yeah. Nolan Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Timothy Lyons said, all I'm going to say is AFC is winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, without a doubt. The champs is coming from the AFC. Matter of fact, and I'll go G Stradamus, and you can count. You can take it to the bank. Whoever win the AFC North is going to win the bowl. Whoever win the AFC North is going to win the Super Bowl this year.
I don't know.
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you.
Afton said, "Ma, didn't we draft Overshown?" Yes, he's Overshown is right now.
Afton, what is this? Are you a Steeler fan or are you a Cowboy fan? What is this?
We about to get a sign.
I love Afton, but she said, "Ma,
didn't you to leave Afton alone,
it said,
man.
Didn't you draft?" My bad, Afton. Ma read it. Didn't we draft?
Listen, I need for you to leave Afton alone.
Man, we love Afton, man. We love Afton. We love Afton, man. We love her, man.
Anyway, to answer your question, he's doing good in camp. Can't wait to see him with pads. Damone Clark is looking good in camp right now. And also a guy that we didn't have last year. Oh my gosh, I keep drawing a blank. If Thomas was here, I know his name. At number 50 at linebacker who played at Oklahoma State. He's back this year. He was hurt all last year, and they had big hopes for him. The Pirates won 2 in a row. That's good. Here we go. Bixby, you said last week that Tennessee was going to win the division. Now don't change it. Uh-oh.
It's Bixby, Big G?
Yeah, but we ain't got to the Pick'em show. But I'm telling you right now, Jesse, I'm picking Jacksonville Jaguars to win it. I done went back, and I'll go backwards.
You did say something about Tennessee a few weeks ago, though.
It's okay. I done examined rosters. Listen, man, as much as time and energy and effort and money I done spent in books and trying to get my knowledge up, man, and watching stuff. Man, look, man, Jacksonville Jaguars going to win their division. I'm telling you right now.
All right. So it's B Dirt said it's a quarterback league, and 7 of the 8 beat quarterbacks reside in
best
the AFC.
Best QBs rise.
I think what he was trying to say. Yeah. So you're right. You're right. You know, but it's still
who's that one QB in the NFC?
Oh man,
out the top 8.
Top 8
Jalen
be
Hurts.
Jalen.
Okay.
Yeah, and then right after, and this is where they got him ranked. Right after would be Dak. So I mean, it is what it is.
Dak's ranked 11.
Yeah,
and all the books out of him are 11.
Big G, you just said last week Tennessee would win the division. Now you change.
I'm telling myself to go kick. I'm telling myself to go kick rocks. That's fine. I done did the research. I'll tell myself kick rocks. No way. No way. I'm riding with Tennessee. Jacksonville gonna win the division.
But the thing is, you did say that a week or two ago, Big G.
Yep. Yeah. I tell myself, G, go kick rocks.
What he's saying?
But I'm
hold the sign up. Hold the sign up on yourself.
I just did. I'm gonna
what
tell
he's
myself.
saying is G Stradamus is able to change when G Stradamus feel like change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That is what it is. So we got to get to it, man. Switching gears, we're going to run through this real quick because we have to. We're going to get on this Major League Baseball. And the standings right now, we got the wild card, National League wild card.
Look at the Phillies. Look at the Phillies. And we trash and we still up there. Look at them, Tate. Look at them.
Take Cincinnati, make them 58-49. And Milwaukee fits. So you will put Milwaukee there now after the games. Cincinnati just blanked the Dodgers 9-0. Just ended about 15 minutes ago. Yeah. Cincinnati's in first place in the Central. Milwaukee's in third place in the wild card.
We're going to get that. So now in the American League wild card, we got Tampa Bay, Houston, Toronto, Boston, and the Yanks. The Yanks finna spend some money this year.
3 wild teams making in baseball, right? 3 wild teams.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you something. The Yanks gonna spend some money. Sony is gonna end up over there, but we'll talk about that in a minute. AL Central, we got the Twins on top. Guardians in second.
Baseball.
The Tigers and the White Sox. Next division, we got the Orioles. Man, the Orioles are surprising. No stars. They just out here doing what they do, dog.
Tampa Bay came out the gate like gangbusters, and now they done went straight trash.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. The Orioles got no stars.
63-44, they ain't trash.
But they was like 18-0 or something ridiculous.
They started real hot. They did.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I just said that's where they have him listed.
So wait. You're saying that Dak is better than Jalen Hurts?
I absolutely am.
Oh,
I absolutely am.
Tate.
Yeah.
I know. Hey, I just got off a long, crazy phone call with my father-in-law before we did this show, and he's a Dak lover too. I told him about Mod too. I said, Dallas defense gave only 16 points last year again in the playoffs, and they didn't win because Dak threw 2 interceptions. He said, who care about the interceptions? Everybody throw interceptions.
Bro,
oh my goodness.
The gist of the matter is man, do you understand this? This man has thrown 3,000, I think it was 13,000 passes, something like that. He only has 65 interceptions. That's 8 interceptions a year. No. I'm done with it. I'm done with all the Dak hate.
You said Dak put it to 13,000 passes.
I'm finna put it to bed. The front office last year bet on Michael Gallup coming back and becoming a better receiver. We did not get a second option until the middle of the year. Dak threw some interceptions, he did, but he only averages 8 interceptions per year. He's not a turnover-prone quarterback. This is the best team he's had from top to bottom. If he underachieves this year, I will concede and say Dak Prescott is not a top quarterback. But
mark the time.
I will not concede now.
7:18.
Every time
7:30 podcast.
Hold
we got
on.
him. I got his time.
Every time Dak has talent, he produces. And we're gonna do that. We're gonna see that.
But
now.
you're supposed to produce when you're getting paid $45 million and make the other players' talent better around you. That's the thing.
Well, we're talking about baseball now, so we finna go back to baseball.
Go back to baseball.
Yeah. The Texas Rangers, I see y'all. They are atop the AL West. The Rangers, the Stros, the Angels, and the Mariners. We get to the NL West. We got the Dodgers. Now you got to flip-flop that, right?
The Dodgers just lost their 45th game, so they still in first place.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we got the Dodgers, the Giants, the Diamondbacks, the Padres, and the Rockies. Man, the Rockies, they done fell from grace for real.
Full trash.
And then of course you got my Braves there at 66-36. Man, heck of a record.
Braves good team.
heck of a record. Then we got the Phillies. Whose team is that? I think that's somebody on this
Got to be
podcast.
Jesus team.
And then we got the Marlins and the Mets. Of course, and then last in the Central, we got the Brewers. And this might be the trashiest division in baseball right here.
Hey, Tate, what is the Cubs, Tate? What is the Cubs, Tate? What is the Cubs? Are they trash?
Trash. I mean, they over 500. You over 500 in baseball. You got a good team. You got a decent team.
Okay. I just want to see if they get a pass.
So we also had some trades that went on. Tate, tell me it was one trade that we said. I don't see it here.
Max Scherzer got traded from the Mets to the Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
To try and shore up the Rangers starting rotation, and that's a heck of a get to get Max Scherzer. The trade deadline ends August 1st, which is Tuesday, right?
Yep.
Yeah, today the 30th, tomorrow the 31st.
Yeah.
Do we see anybody else moving?
I hope the Reds make a move, man. I would love to see them. The Mets is clean the house because they spent all that money and then didn't play as good as they were anticipating.
Yeah.
So I would like to see the Reds make a play at the other ace from the Mets, Justin Verlander.
Yeah.
I mean, let's go ahead. The Reds need a starter and a rotation guy. Probably another late inning closer to because right now, I mean, Alexis Diaz is one of the best closers in baseball, has the most saves, but they wearing him out now, man. He got 32 saves right now. They wearing him out. So I'd like to see him. Maybe Verlander's a bit much. We have to give up a couple of big pieces in our farm system. Maybe we don't do that. We need to get a closer. So I hope that happens.
Tate, if y'all get Verlander, y'all going to the series, dog. Y'all going to the series. I'm telling you right now, man. They got too much young talent, and that's all they need. But, I mean, is it worth it? But I'm telling you right now, to be y'all and the Braves, it's going to be y'all and the Braves if y'all get him. I'm telling you right now if y'all get him.
So real quick, man, I got to ask y'all opinion. Is this guy the best that we've ever seen to play the game of baseball?
No. He's up there, but no. He can't rock with Griff. He can't rock with Barry Bonds. No. But Ricky Henderson was a dog, too.
When you ask that question, you ask him because he both pitches and he hits. Mm. So the thing is, he's the best to do both ever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But it's people with better bats, better pitchers, too, though. So
yeah,
he's the best all-around baseball player, maybe. Yeah, I mean, because you was on him early, though, Mon. I give you that. You was on him last year. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he a tiny ain't that. And now he making an argument to be that though, so I gotta give my credit on that. But it just depends. Like I couldn't trade for him because you had to give up way too much.
Whole squad.
And he's like 30, maybe 31 years old already too. So I like him a lot. He's one of the best of this generation, best all around players.
Is he top 10? Timothy Lyons said he's top 10. Do you agree that he's
top 10 all time? He is.
You think so, Tate?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to give it to him, man. I mean, they gave Babe Ruth all that credit back in the day, and Babe Ruth wasn't coming near close doing what Shohei been doing.
Okay.
They wasn't even hitting. They wasn't even throwing sliders when Babe Ruth was doing that, bro. Like
yeah, it was dudes that had real jobs playing baseball with Babe Ruth.
They were bankers.
Yeah,
bankers. They was drinking beer and smoking cigars in the locker room,
right?
And then going out and playing. You know,
in the dugout. Forget the locker room.
Yeah, that was happening in the dugout. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you look at Shohei, you have to understand this. What Tate brought to the surface is real. You ain't never seen nobody go out there and strike out, dang near lead the league in Ks, and then come out here dang near lead the league in homers, bro. Like we ain't seen that. We've seen somebody death defying with their bat, but we ain't never seen somebody be like that with their arm and they bat.
I mean, to put in perspective, the other day against us, it was a doubleheader. He pitched the first doubleheader, pitched a one-hitter, then DH in the second of the doubleheader and hit 2 home runs.
That's just childish. He's just out here doing childish stuff, man. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's like, the combination of John Smoltz and Dale Murphy. You put
Yeah.
Smoltz and Murphy together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
what you got.
That's fair.
You got a pitcher who can dang near win the Cy Young, and then turn around and somebody who's competing for MLB MVP. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but Tate got one. I ain't saying he top 10, but that De La Cruz, man, man, oh my God. I wish to God we had him in Philly, man.
We're talking about Shoney, and is he gonna be? I'm gonna tell you something. Show is gonna end up in New York, if you ask me. They say they took him off the trading block. I'm gonna be honest with you. New York gonna and just
they can fleece him. They can fleece.
Yeah, they gonna go on and give him. Hey, look here, man. What you talking about? What you talking about? I got
the
racks.
Angels could fleece the Yankees.
I got racks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, for sure.
And plus, he the biggest market. The Yanks are the biggest marketing thing you got out there, other than the Cowboys. So they get them there, man. Oh man, butts and seats all day long.
I could see him going across town, leaving Anaheim and going to the Dodgers too, though.
That's another one. That's another one.
Ooh.
That's another one, Tate. But do the Dodgers have enough bargaining chips, like G say? Do you got enough to where you can get it out of them? Because the Angels gonna have to get it out of them, because they still got Mike Trout's big, humongous contract over there.
But that's just it. If he becomes a free agent, the Angels can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so you trade him or you let him walk. Either way, he's gonna get broke off. Yeah.
Well, if they need to trade him by Tuesday.
Yeah, they got to get him off. They'd have to get him off.
And then it'd be tough for the other team to trade for him, because you don't know if he's gonna re-sign with you after you gave up half your farm system.
That's correct. That's correct. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. And Tate's organization, the Reds, have worked magic with their farm system. I mean,
we still loaded.
They out there working magic right now.
See, I got envy, man. I'm a Phillies fan. We got the same thing.
Edwin Arroyo, Marte,
Dogs.
got a pitcher. Yeah, man. We still got about 4 or 5 top 100 prospects we can bring up.
Yeah, the Reds.
That's why people like Jonathan Indy on the trade market. He was just rookie of the year 2 years ago. He on the trade market because we got too many young guys behind him on the same timeline. Hey, I feel like we in a good place. We actually a year ahead of schedule right now. The Reds are.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, they are.
Right. So I mean, honestly, there was a comment saying that Show could play till he's 50. He could really play for a long time, because he could stop pitching and still be a hitter, and he would still be effective.
About 40.
Yeah, 40.
You know what I'm saying?
He got another good 9-10 years. He can't play till he's 50.
Yeah, about 40.
I say another 10.
Yeah, I said, he's 30. He can play till he's 40. Joey Votto's 40 right now. He hit 2 home runs, hit 1 home run, had robbed of one. He's 40 now.
Yeah, about 40. That's legit.
Yeah. All right, man. Listen, here we go. I just want to, for real, I have to give Tate kudos, because anytime somebody's team is doing something, I'm not a hater like everybody else that I see sitting next to me. Go Reds. Go Reds.
I ain't hating.
I love what you do.
I lightweight got Reds envy. I ain't hating on the Reds. The Reds are some dogs. Listen, they some dogs. Now,
I ain't
hate
talking
on
about the Reds.
I don't hate on the Braves. I don't hate on the Braves.
We ain't even talking about the Braves.
I hate the Cowboys.
Thank you. See, that's all I need to do.
I hate them.
You got.
I help all the bad things in the world happen to the Cowboys, and only the Cowboys.
I'm gonna tell you like this: I got no hate in my body. I got no hate. You know what I'm saying? You can hate me, I won't hate you back. It is what it is. Well, it's that time of the program. Definitely, we need for you to still continue to hit. If you just came in and you hadn't hit that like button,
chat.
Make sure that you do that. It's that time in the program. I do have to say this though. There's a new program that I got going on before we actually get to our parting shots. New program that I got going on that I just started. And it's with FFSN. I want you guys to check out a little preview of it. It's called Horns and Son, a little throw off of an old show where I grew up on, Sanford and Son. It's hosted with me and my son. And definitely here you go. That's a new segment we have here in FFSN Horns and Sun. We definitely getting that rocking up. We can put up our first 4 episodes. I'm excited about it because college football is going, and me and Big G, Tate loves college football. He just don't really follow it as tough as we do. But he follows Ohio State, so I give him that. But yeah, me and G, we follow the whole landscape of college football, and definitely I'm excited about this college football season.
Hey, y'all, believe me, on FFSN and all the folks rocking with us on KnoItAllz, Big G gonna be over there doing some Ohio State damage in the Horns podcast, man. So check us out for sure.
He's gonna be there. I have to bring him in just so we could talk. We could talk football. I mean, we got 2 of the top receiving courses in the nation, so I really ought to talk about that. Ohio State was one of the best running back rooms in the nation. You know what I'm saying? We got to talk about that. Yes, so there's a lot of that coming. But definitely, let's jump to our parting shots, man. We're gonna get you started, Big G. Where you at, man?
Hey, so first of all, thanks for everybody rocking with us on the KnoItAllz podcast. You can check us out every Sunday at 6:15 p.m. on Facebook, and also go back and check us on Spotify because we're rocking it out over there. But for me and my boy Tate Boy Fresh, you can definitely check us out on the Homies podcast every Friday at 8 o'clock on Steel Curtain Network, FFSN Network. And don't forget about us on Pump Your Brakes podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify on Wednesdays with the Triple OD, Triple, Shannon White, Tate Boy Fresh, rocking it out. But there's a reason I wore my Buckeyes gear. Because today, and I was hoping it would happen, I didn't know for sure. I wasn't 100%. My homeboy Tim Thompson, Springfield, Ohio, Aaron Scott, the #1 defensive back in the whole country, just signed with the Ohio State Buckeyes going in the next season. Man, I'm proud of you, young man. I done seen you grind since you was a youngster in 9th and 10th grade, and now you're going to fulfill your dreams because a lot of folks don't know the story about Aaron Scott and him losing his father. But his dad loved Ohio State. My boy Tim, you done had your hands on him. Me and Timmy T went to JUCO together out Waldorf College. Tim, thank you, man, for guiding this kid and all the whole Springfield community about Aaron Scott, man. Welcome home, young man. Welcome to the Buckeyes, man, for sure.
Claude Bishop said Texas Longhorns and the Ohio State Buckeyes can both kick rocks. Wow.
He can kick rocks.
Wow. Who are you a fan of, Claude? Who is your college squad?
Penn State, right? Claude, Penn State.
Claude,
he better be Penn State over Pitt.
Oh,
I think he's Penn State.
He said kick rocks. I love it. Tate, talk to me, man. Part the shots.
Hey, man, y'all usually catch me and I'm not ready for this, right?
Usually.
I thought about some stuff this week, though, and mine's not sports related, and I don't like to get into the political spectrum of things, but this is a little bit dealing with politics, but it's really a matter of truth. And it's the law in Florida that Ron DeSantis done passed is going to whitewash history. That's going to take slavery out of being taught about in school, and not only that, to try and show how slavery was positive for black people. This is a real thing. This is a real thing, man. So
wait a minute. How is the skin being whooped off your back and shackled till the skin comes off your ankles and being made to work out in the hot sun? Texas is right now, it's 100 degrees. Back then it was 100 something. How is that positive? How can you make that positive? Oh, we made good music. That's what he said. Oh, yeah, I was out there making good music. Without us wouldn't be no Michael Jackson because y'all was out there singing. Oh, come on, man. Let's not even get into that. That's fun. That's hilarious.
Man. So, but this is a real thing. What they have to say?
After DeSantis needs to SDSU. For sure, Afton. I'm with you, girl. I'm with you for sure, man. Go on, Tate, man. Finish out, man.
Just that they taking the truth out and adding in what they want to, man. And they doing it in Florida. And they probably eventually gonna try and do it other places, man. But we can never forget the truth. Yeah. We stand on the backs of our ancestors that fought for equality, and we still never reached the ultimate goal of equality, but it's a lot better than it was even 25 years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago. Yeah. So all we can do is keep moving forward with truth And that's all I want everybody to know, man. That's it.
For sure.
Yeah,
Good one,
definitely. I'm not even gonna read what Claude said, but
I can't say that.
For those of you who are in the chat, y'all can definitely check out what he was saying because it was very colorful.
What Claude said? We are Penn State.
No. He's talking about Mr.
To the bottom.
Yeah.
I don't see that comment yet on mine.
Yeah, it's there. It's there for those of you in the live chat. Mine is. Normally I wouldn't have even. I would have not piggybacked on this, but I just, you should know the truth, and the truth that you know will set you free. So you should never just. One of the things that amazed me is Tom Hanks, a year or two ago, was he said he never knew about Tulsa. He was never taught about Tulsa, and this man is in his 50s and didn't know nothing about the Tulsa massacre. Listen, don't allow nobody else to teach you nothing without you going to study yourself. You know what I'm saying? Study to show yourself approved so that you won't be ashamed. You know what I'm saying? Because if you take other people's word for it and you don't go and do your own digging, and you don't go and do your own research, you're going to have power on your face because you're going to think it's something that it really wasn't. A lot of history is told by the people who win. I just need you to know that. A lot of history is written by the people who won. If you heard all of the, like Pharaoh, let his name be stricken from the records, they were able to do that because they won, right? So don't, go back and trace. And before you agree with a statement, make sure you do your own homework. I'm going to get off that. My parting shot is this, man. Be humble. Be humble. Mm-hmm. The problem here lies when, I could say be humble, but be a beast at the same time. Here's how you do that. You don't think so much of yourself, right? That you're just over the top trying to be, this person or that person. You stay low. You stay low and you allow somebody else to lift you up. Don't always be out here in the streets talking and running your mouth, because guess what's going to happen? Pride. This thing called the opposite of being humble and operating in humility is pride. Pride is excessive self-esteem. Pride, a haughty look, will bring you low. Humility will put you in a room and allow you to stay in the room and people to listen to you. You know what I'm saying? And pride is going to get you to fall hard. So anything that you're doing, operate in humility. Is what we were talking about. And I told y'all I was going to talk about this when we were talking about Bud Crawford, because he was super humble. He just got in and did what he was supposed to do. No fanfare about it. Went over, hugged the man, told him, man, thank you for allowing us to have this fight, because without you, it would not have been possible. He could have got in the press conference and been like, man, you know what? Forget all of y'all. I told y'all it was going to happen. No. Humility is the way to go. Being always on point and saying to yourself, hey, look, I need for you guys to understand, man, look, I did this, but there was a lot of work that went into it, and I appreciate you being there as my opponent to help me get stronger. Now, being a beast means you shut up and you take care of your business. I said a bad word. Shut up's a bad word in my house. But, you took care of your business. You were like, look, man, I stood up. I stood. It takes courage to live out and live by your convictions. So it doesn't take anything for you to bump your gums and run your mouth. It doesn't take anything. And it doesn't take you being a strong person to make yourself. Most of the time, the people who are running their mouth are the most weak people on the planet Earth. And they know it. That's why they run their mouth, because they're insecure. But I'm just saying to you, as a listener, as anybody you connected to, anybody who hears this, make sure you be humble, but be a beast at the same time. Be humble. Take care of your business. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that when they do talk and when they do say something, if it's wrong, guess what? When somebody else meets you, they're going to be like, yeah, they had it wrong about you. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it be true. All the slander and stuff that's being said, don't let it be true, because you went hard in private. Because the same thing that you do in private will be shown when you get out there in public. It is what it is. Hey, listen, man.
Hey, Mod.
Yeah, man.
Can I say something real quick off what you said?
Absolutely.
You said shut up is a bad word in your house.
Yeah.
I want to take Big G back. Big G, we going back to 1990 Lyman Senior High School. Remember Mr. Rufner?
Yep.
Science teacher, earth science teacher.
Yep.
Had Mr. Rufner. I said shut up in his classroom one day. Told somebody to shut up. He sent me to the office for saying shut up because I couldn't say it in his room. Remember Dr. Brown? He was
Charles Brown.
Yeah. No. The other
Brown. Okay.
Tall Dr. Brown. Dr. Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to his office because he was a junior principal. And I said, he sent me down for saying shut up. He said, Kevin, well, if shut up is a bad word in this room, he don't want you to say it, then don't say it. If I was a teacher, I would tell you to shut up myself because I know how much you talk. So mine just took me back to that, man. I had to reminisce real quick.
Yeah, shut up is a bad word, man. Shut up is a bad word. You shouldn't use it. It shows a lack of respect. You know what I'm saying? You don't respect somebody when you say shut up.
Thanks, Claude, man. Claude said, you guys have the best podcast on the planet. #facts.
I appreciate that. We're going to get to those comments. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube and Twitch so that when we go live, you'll definitely be there to catch us from the next time. Let's grab all of these comments that we have going here before we get off the live here. Let's see. Timothy Line said, amen. Good. Amen, Mark. Great message. Claude said, pardon shots, you guys have the best podcast on the planet. Thanks, Claude. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. I got that. I love it.
Sure.
Timothy Lyons over here sharing scripture. I love it. But the shameful thing has consumed the labor of our fathers since our youth, their flocks and their herds and their sons and daughters. Let us lie down in our shame. Yeah, you're gonna lie down in your shame if you be tripping. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And good. Afton, I seen something that Afton said, and it's the truth. She said all history is told by the winner, I think. Yes. All history. In
their narrative.
Yeah. And yes, absolutely. And that's big. And they tell it with their own words, right? I mean, it's just like Chevalier. If y'all haven't watched the movie, there's a movie out there that y'all can watch. It's called Chevalier. It's a really, really good movie. It's about the Black Mozart who really existed. He is a guy who went toe-to-toe with Mozart and beat him. You know what I'm saying? That's like somebody going to a Jay-Z concert and I'll freestyle Jay-Z. That's huge. It's really huge.
That
right?
ain't happening.
Yeah, but it happened in Chevalier.
I'm just saying Jay-Z,
right.
Jay-Z the GOAT, though.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But yeah, so, all history is written in somebody else's narrative. And Napoleon Bonaparte put him back into slavery and canceled all of his music. Told you were subject to jail time or being killed if you played Chevalier's music because he was a general in the French Revolution. But anyway, let's go on and get past that. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Thank you guys for being a part of Know It All Nation. Until next week, it's your boy G, it's your boy Tate, and it is your boy Mod. We are out of here. Peace.